Submitting plans. So we have established that that is the first step that you need, getting that approval to build your dream home. So when it comes to planning, we also have another colleague joining us, walking us through this journey, the process, and of course the benefits of doing it the right way. From Lusaka Province Planning Authority, we have Changwe Kafukula joining us, and she is a physical planner. So thank you so much for coming through.
I'm greatly humbled. Thank you so much as well.
Now, I know informal settlements is something we've talked about. How do you, as LPPA, make sure that there's less of them? How do you work in preventing informal settlements?
Okay. So you may wish to learn that Lusaka Province sits on a 30-year plan currently. Yes, and that's master plan has been guiding development in relation to how people are supposed to build. My colleague talked about zoning. So we don't just wake up and develop a house anywhere.
Yeah.
So there's land designated for agriculture.
Gotcha.
And when you go past town, there's those industrial areas. So that map is able to guide development. So if a person comes to our office and they say they want to put up maybe a gas station, so there's a place that is designated for each and every land use. And yeah, so to prevent and plan settlement, with this map in place, it is able to guide us to say this is how far we can go with developments. With the residentials, this is where they're going to build, and yeah, the other services. And then also, in addition to that, Lusaka Province Planning Authority, in collaboration with the local authorities, also develop local area planning, do local area plans that are able to guide development for a specified area, like maybe Kafue. Yeah, they do a layout plan that is able to guide development for a period of 5 years and then subject to review. Yes.
Okay, that is great. I mean, it sounds like it's well thought. What approvals does one actually need, therefore, to start construction? And are these different approvals from city council approvals?
Okay. So when one desires to develop, yeah, I'll give an example of a house. Yeah, because most of us wants to, have a house one day and settle somewhere.
Yeah.
Of course. So they need to find out, first of all.
Okay.
So we need to establish, as planning authority, we need to establish, if a client walks in and they say they desire to develop a house, so we need to establish where they're falling. Is it Kafue district? Is it Chilanga district? Is it Refusa district? Because we have jurisdictions. And to answer the second question, jurisdictions assist us in the way we operate. So if a person desires to build a house in Kafue, I'll give a perfect example of Chalala. Do you know that there's a part of Chalala that is under Lusaka district and a part of Chalala that is under Kafue?
Yeah, I've noticed that when driving through. What's that about?
So there's a thin line there.
Okay.
So there's a boundary.
Right.
So that one is a planning boundary that is able to help us and assist us in the way that we're supposed to run planning matters. So if your land is falling under Lusaka City, so which means you have to take your applications to Lusaka City Council. Not to say that the planning permit that they get is different from ours, because we are all operating under the law, which is the Urban and Regional Planning Act. So the developers get the same permission. So a developer needs to get planning permission from the local authorities, not only a local authority, but a planning authority. Because in Lusaka, not all the districts are planning authorities. We have Lusaka Province Planning Authority, we have Lusaka City Council, and then we also have Chongwe Municipal Council. The rest are not planning authorities. So then the other thing that one needs to do is to also ensure that they adhere to the building codes and also adhere to the public regulations. And then there are also instances where a developer maybe may wish to develop or put up an LPG, a liquid petroleum gas station.
Okay.
So in that case, by law, according to the Urban and Regional Planning Act, we are not supposed to attempt to look at it first. So a client is supposed to go through Zambia Environmental Management Agency and get a decision letter Why? Because that project is big and it may have various impacts, socio-economic and pretty much other impacts. So it's very important that the developer does go through this and put their house in order.
So obtaining that building permits, how do I go about it?
Okay, so you need to walk to any planning authority, like I said. We have technical experts, planners that are able to attend to developers. So we're able to go through the drawings that are submitted. We scrutinize them. They are submitted and subjected to a planning committee by law again. So a planning committee sits to scrutinize and then review the plans and see if at all they meet the standards provided by the law. Then if a client passes us, they're granted planning permission to develop. Yes, then they can proceed now to develop. Yes.
Okay. All right, so that's a great way of informing us how we can engage with LPPA to make sure we are compliant. So let's talk about how smooth the process is, or how have you made it convenient for the general public to engage LPPA?
Okay, so they can walk in. Yes, there are technically, like I said, there are planners that are ready to attend to them. They can give us a call. And then I'll talk about attitudes. Here, the developers also need to develop a positive attitude to just come through and then also participate, because I talked about the layout plans.
Right.
You know, these layout plans are not made minus the people, because these are
So this is public knowledge. I can walk in there and know what's going to happen in the next 5 years in any area I'm thinking of developing or investing in.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Then we will be able to guide.
Wow. That's great information. I mean, as you can imagine, these homes we're building are great investments. So that's even further planning we can do thanks to the information and paying a visit to LPPA. So thanks for paying a visit to us.
Thank you.
So with Bondi Yanga, don't forget just to follow us on all our social media platforms. We're here to remind you that you also have to follow the procedures. And in today's episode, we found out more about building permits and why they're needed and how you can get your hands on them. So it's not just a matter of bureaucracy. These are safety nets to make sure that your investment as you build your dream home is met with compliance as well as safety and peace of mind. So happy building, and we'll catch you on the next episode and on the socials of Bondi Yanga.
I met you, I was a very window, the loaning kala, mo Bondi Yanga.
In the heart of Chilanga, just a stone throw from Lusaka's bustling center, lies your gateway to an extraordinary life. Kwatu Hills isn't just a housing development, it's your dream community coming to life. Surrounded by the breathtaking beauty of nature, where every day is a serene adventure. Kwatu Hills offers more than just a place to live. It provides a sanctuary where comfort meets eco-conscious luxury. Envision your future amidst proposed state-of-the-art amenities designed for leisure, recreation, and all your lifestyle needs. Enjoy unparalleled support with 100% financial options for both purchase and construction. Contact us today. With ZNBS, it's possible to build, buy, or renovate your dream home now.
I met you, I need a window, the loaning kala, mo Bondi Yanga.
So you've got your land, your plans are ready, your team is set. But before any shovel hits the ground, you still need one more thing, your license to build. This is called a building permit. And on today's episode, we'll be finding out exactly how to apply to get one, what councils look for, and also the risks in case you decide to skip that process. This is Bondi Yanga. Every approved building starts with one thing: a properly submitted plan. Whether you're building your dream home or those apartments, you should know that councils follow strict guidelines to make sure that all buildings are safe, compliant, as well as accessible. So, joining us today to walk us through those guidelines and to tell us more information from the Lusaka Province Planning Authority, none other than Bernadette Mwenya Chilufya. Now, while you are sitting here in your position as a planning assistant at the Lusaka Province Planning Authority, tell us, what is the role of the LPPA?
Okay, our role as Lusaka Province Planning Authority is to ensure forward planning. And we have, under forward planning, we have what we call the Integrated Development Plan, which is a 10-year plan. And then under the Integrated Development Plan, which we call IDPs, we have the Local Area Plan, which is the land. And under that, we plan for different zoning areas. For instance, if a client comes in with a big farm, that farm is demarcated into different areas. We ensure that they put services there like schools, they put a place of worships, and also they put a commercial so that there maybe there are shops there and a market area. And also we have the development control. So under development control, we go in the field for inspections to just ensure that the developers are following the guidelines throughout, and that they can come and get permission for those that don't have permission.
Okay, so why is it important to comply with approved planning regulations?
It is important to comply, first and foremost, to avoid legal implications, because there will be legal implications if you don't have planning permission.
Okay.
And also, they'll have access to amenities, and water utilities, for example. They will have access to roads, they'll have access to drainages, and they'll have access to other services like schools in places where there are no schools. Yes.
Okay, I know when you're building your first house, you can get a little excited as the spirit leads, so to say. But what are the consequences if you do not follow proper planning procedure?
If you do not follow, of course, there are penalties that you incur. Also, the construction halts. When we go through, like I said earlier on, if we come for development control and we find that you're building without permission, we will stop you, and that will inconvenience you in the end. And also we give you an enforcement notice for you to stop building, so that inconveniences you. In instances where you build, where maybe there's a road reserve and other places where they've designated for other things, unfortunately, your house can be demolished.
Okay, so it's not just you who's inconvenienced by not following these rules. Let's talk about the impact of informal settlements, not just on neighboring communities, but on Zambia at large.
Okay, so the impact of informal settlement is that they will not have, they will not meet the required standards, and they will not have access to the services that they're supposed to have. As I mentioned earlier, they will need access to roads, they will need water, they will need proper drainages. And sometimes if they don't have these things like drainages, for instance, in Chalala, there was an outbreak of typhoid because of the way the houses were put. But if they come to a place and then we give them permission, we come and monitor how they're building, then those problems will not be there. And they'll have ZESCO as well and everything, all the services that are required for each house to have. Yeah.
Now that sounds like a dream home. So to avoid the nightmare situation, go about it the right way.
Yes, please.
Well, we thank LPPA for making sure that that becomes a reality as we push the mandate for decent housing for all. So thank you so much for joining us on this episode.
Thank you for having me.
Pomanga, a Bondi Yanga, I met you, I was a very window, Lelo Ninkala, mu Bondi Yanga.
For many, home is just a place to sleep, a rented room, a leaking roof, a borrowed space that never truly feels like theirs. Martha has always worked hard, always saved what she could. But what if her savings could do more? ZNBS is making home ownership possible. A small loan built on group savings, giving families like Martha's a chance to own something real. With the Timange housing loan, Martha's savings turn into bricks, her dream into a foundation. Join a village banking group today and let ZNBS's Timange housing loan help you own your home. Timange, your savings, your home.